Sorry, the sound effects. However, my mind was so lost in the passing of my grandfather and the thoughts of inheriting something so big that it haunted my mind the entire night until the next morning. Oh my god, so loud. I shook my head and tried to clear my sleepiness out from my Avil, right? I don't know. I really didn't get any sleep last night. It's already time to wake up? Wait, school. As soon as I realized I had to go to school, I slid out of bed and looked at the fancy mirror. That's a relief. Luckily, there was barely a bruise on my cheek. You had to squint to actually see it. I doubt anyone would actually notice it unless they leaned in really close. Breathing out a sigh, I got dressed, took my backpack, and caught up on the bus to go to school. It wasn't even hours before everyone heard the news. I was approached in school and given my condolences for my loss. However, that wasn't what shocked my friends.
Wait, so you have the whole Anderson house to yourself? Lucky as hell, man!
I don't know about that.
Quit being so sensitive, Naomi. Quit being so vulgar, Suzu.
Oh, here they go again. Susie's right. In this case, I love Zuzu, but, like, this is not an appropriate time to be saying that.
Oh, man, come on! See? She knows about proper public taste.
Dude, her grandfather just died. You don't need to, like...
I know how to be a lady. She...
Guys, I'm going there after school today because my parents want me to get used to living there.
Seriously? It hasn't even been a day since you came back to school.
I know, right? Because the dad's a dick. I know, but my parents want me to try to live there as soon as possible.
Still, that's really fast. Are you going to be okay?
Of course. Of course I'm gonna be okay. But even in the comfort of my best friends, life seems to keep testing me. What the hell?
Hey! Don't go around shoving people like that.
Whoops.
Oh, it's this
Did
bitch.
I strike a nerve, Capini?
She let out a small laugh and twirled her hair around her fingers. Lizette, that's how we're saying him, right? Lizette, one of the last people I wanted to see today.
It's not me you should be apologizing to.
Oh, Anderson. Hey, how's it going?
Don't talk to me. I'm alright.
Haven't you already heard, Lizette? Of what?
Of course not.
Her grandfather's passing.
Ah, well, I'm sorry about that. I don't really watch a lot of news.
Yeah, sure you don't.
It doesn't really sound like you mean it.
I do mean it. Earnestly. Why wouldn't
Because
I?
you're an asshole, too.
Typical Capini. Isn't her family involved with the mafia or something? I wouldn't be surprised if she brought out a bat from behind her back right this moment.
Rude girl. Appropriate title. I had nearly forgotten about the crowd that followed Lizette, which was mostly comprised of people that no one wanted to see on a typical school day. No one had the slightest idea why exactly they followed Lizette around persistently, but they labeled themselves as social equals with her.
That is out of line. Suzu comes from an honest family.
Damn right.
Says the one whose family profits from political scandals.
Oh my god. That whoever's voicing that sounds like freaking Victoria from Life is Strange.
Yeah, your dad doesn't make anything unless he's in the court with dirty politicians.
Oh my god.
Hey, let's all calm down for a second, alright? I'm sure Anderson needs some time
Can
to
we just
recuperate.
leave? I don't want to talk to these people.
I mean, what just happened? We need to give her some respect.
Just stop. Stop acting like that already. Like you feel sorry for me.
What are you talking
You
about?
bitch. I'm sure you're happy seeing me like this. You already have everything you wanted, and now you see me like this? Life couldn't get any better. Bitterness seeped into me, and words started flying out of my mouth without filter. But honestly, I didn't care. I was so consumed by anger that I only saw Lizette in front of me. What exactly am I to you? Just another part of your obstacle course? Is that what I am? I'm sick of it, Lizette. I'm sick of all these charades. I'm sick of you. Look at her freaking eyes. Gas rose from the crowd around her. I was brought back to the school hallway. Even my friends beside me looked surprised. One girl looked like she was going to speak up, but Lizette held her hand and stopped her. There was an emotion in her face that I couldn't quite make out, but I could see from a form pity in her eyes. No, you don't dare pity me. I looked away from her. I didn't want to see any emotion in her eyes when she was talking to me. She didn't have the right to look at me that way.
I'm sorry. I know your grandfather passing away must have really taken a toll on your emotions.
Yeah, so it doesn't give you a right to be a dick. She stepped towards me, putting her hand on my shoulder, giving me a tiny smile, as if it was for old time's sakes. But for some reason, I didn't feel comforted at all. Not that I was just angry at her, but her expression on her face, which led me to... When she leaned close to me, contorted into something complex. Something was different about her. I couldn't place my finger on it, but something about her had definitely changed. Maybe she's being nice, but she's still, a dick? I don't know.
Well, I'll be going for now. Track meet responsibilities and all of that stuff. See you later.
Uh-huh. Something about that Lizette makes me feel uncomfortable. I wasn't just angry, but also uneasy. What was it? I've never seen her like that before. But I decided to pay no further attention to it. She continued running down the hallway with her gaggle of quote-unquote friends behind her. I refocused the attention to Mrs. Phillips, who was walking down the hall toward me.
Is everything all right, girls?
Yep, fine.
Nothing we couldn't handle, Mrs. P. Just a bunch of snobs.
Suzu, hush! It was nothing, Mrs. Phillips.
I see. Well, Miss Anderson, please accept my condolences for your loss.
Thank you, Mrs. Phillips.
Your grandfather was a good man. He really upheld the philanthropy of his company's policies, and the money that went towards charity, too.
I know. He was amazing. I really looked up to him, and I wanted to be good as him.
Well, I know that you'll be as great as your grandfather.
Hell yeah, she will. She'll be 10 times better than her grandfather.
Oh, I love these two. Would I really be better than my grandfather? Everyone seems to have high expectations for me. I wanted to do my best to make my family proud, but to be better than my grandfather? I wasn't sure about that. From outside the school window, I saw a familiar blue car pulled up to the curb. Undoubtedly, it was my father in the driver's seat. Oh, my ride's here. Well, I guess I'll see you both tomorrow.
Want us to come with you?
Oh, no, it's okay. I'll be fine. See you. Hi, Dad.
Hey, honey.
Don't hey, honey, me. As I got into the car, I noticed my father looked troubled, clutching at his steering wheel as he stared straight ahead, as if something was really bothering him.
About what happened yesterday. I'm sorry for yelling at you. Does your cheek still
Excuse me. You're sorry for yelling at me, but you're not sorry for hitting me? What the No, it's nothing to worry about.
I mean it. I shouldn't have laid a finger on you. You know that you're my most precious daughter. You're all that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Yet
he couldn't bring himself to say what he was going to never say in front of me, for such a long time. I always wanted to hear those words to affirm that how he really felt, but I guess even now he couldn't say it to me. I turned my head away, looking out the window. There was no point in waiting for something that was never going to come. And like that, he started to drive, and the conversation between us ended. I decided to focus my attention on the passing scenery. We were taking the usual route to grandfather's house. It was located within the vicinity of a school district, but it was still pretty far from the school, and far from where our houses was. He had always lived alone. He insisted on doing things himself, even at his age, living in such a larger house. I wondered, did he pass away with no one at his side as well? It sounded so lonely and sad. It was strange that he decided to live alone in his large estate. Even anything he could have lived with us. Though he and my father would probably had given each other the silent treatment the entire time. Maybe living alone was preferable to that. I actually haven't visited him for quite a while. Visits to the house were most frequent when I was a child, and I had grown up since then. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm stuttering so much. The last time I visited, though, I thought he looked like as he usually was, happy and healthy. But things changed. In the back of my mind, I knew that he would have to leave one day. It wasn't like humans could live forever. So, why did my heart still feel so heavy? The car ride was mostly spent in silence, until he spoke up again.
How was school? Maintaining your grades,
Oh my God.
I hope.
Yeah, I've been trying my best at school so far.
Trying? That's not really doing the best you
What
can.
the fuck is up with this guy? Like, for real? With my father, only some words I said were filtered through his ears. It was difficult to keep up a conversation without eventually talking about academics or my future, even if it was something loosely based on it. He always found something to interrogate it whenever we talked.
Anyway, Your belongings are in the trunk. There isn't a lot, so I'm sure you can manage bringing them inside the house. After all, you are.
Are you
on the road
freaking
to
kidding
being
me? He's not even
independent.
gonna help her move in? What a dick. Yes, I can manage on my own, father. The usual silence were resumed between us. I really wasn't sure what to say around him, especially when most of the time we didn't share the same opinions. One question did linger on my mind, though. If he was going to justify acting on nonchalant at grandfather's funeral, I had the right to at least know why. Try again, fuck it. Say, Dad. About you and Grandpa.
We are not talking about this.
Why? I feel like we should, because Grandpa did leave us yesterday, so...
I wouldn't care if he had left even long before that. I do not want to hear it, and that is the end of this conversation.
Why? As always, he managed to shut down any form of conversation relating to him. It was just like what happened last night. I opened my mouth slightly, but it closed again. It was like talking to a brick wall. It wasn't like I could find out anything by somehow arguing my way through it. Alright then. I leaned against the car door and stared out the window. I really couldn't think. What would this place be like? I had been to my grandfather's house before, but it was one thing visiting and it was another thing actually living there. How would I manage living on my own without any training to really care for the house? I knew that naturally the bills would be paid by my parents, who inherited my grandfather's stocks to the corporation, but I had never lived independently before. Thinking about it made me feel some kind of bird was being pushed out of my net. Being a bird pushed out of the nest, though I was technically an adult. I felt unprepared and a bit daunted at the prospect of actually moving into a new place. Most people of my age would be ecstatic to move out. After all, it would be someplace of some kind of change in their life, like being on the road to independence. But I felt like it was nothing of the sort. I really hoped that I wouldn't let my parents down. I wouldn't want to let my grandfather down, and what would he be saying right now? I gazed up at the passing clouds in the sky. If you're out there, grandfather, how would you be doing? Would you be there? Would oh my god, I can't read. Would there be anything you would want to tell me at this moment? And of course, no answer. What was I doing? Searching for the answers in the heavens that would or would not exist? I ducked my head to stare at the blur of the trees and the cars from the car window. My head was definitely going through the clouds at that moment. Either way, I found myself being driven off in the new home. The car rolled up at a stop, and I drifted out of my thoughts.
Here we are. Go on in.
Alright, tell Mom I love her.
All right.
I love you, Dad. Dick. No, make sure to come up by and visit us often. No, I'm going to miss you lots. Nothing other than a blank stare. I paused a bit before reaching out to the car door handle, waiting for any form of goodbye, but he didn't speak again. I sighed and exited the car, hearing my dad pop open the trunk. I saw 2 large bags I packed last night that were large enough to carry only the things I needed. I took them out, placed one bag on each shoulder, and closed the trunk. He drove off, leaving me alone in front of the mansion. I watched the blue car fade into the distance of the road before turning to see my new home. There it is. It's huge. My grandfather gave me this? It's hard to believe. The house was framed by a set of tall gates, and I hesitantly pushed them aside, taking the entire estate. The house still looked like it was the last time I visited him. At a glance, it seemed kind of imitating with its size, though if I came closer, it was clear that there was something more to that than that. The brick walls were framed by shrubbery and lovely flowers, giving it a homey, welcome look. But it contrasted the tall doors into the house, gave me a feeling of grandeur. Who knew what was waiting for me? But I wouldn't back down at this moment. I took out the key from to the front door and unlocked them. Well, might as well make myself at home. I'll be staying here for quite a while, anyways. That's when I saw them. Laying in the floor was a group of men. They were all unconscious, but there were no explanation why they were there in the first place. I dropped my bags as I let the door close behind me on its own. What the fuck is going on? Huh? Who the heck are you guys? What are you doing here? What's going on? Some of them had open wounds, the blood stained on the floor and scent of intermingling with air. I couldn't help but feel bad for them instinctively, but nonetheless, I was shocked and a bit angry at the sudden intrusion. Really? I'd be freaking out. Are you kidding me? I'd call the police. My mind suddenly went from caring to concerned and confused and demanding answers. Who are you guys? No response. I'll call the police. Still nothing. None of them seemed to be awake to answer or respond me. It seemed all surreal. To have random strangers in the house, I still moved on, and I wanted to answer quickly. That was until... Eep! Get away from me!
Woman, you're going to let me kiss you.
What the fuck is happening? That's not how you get a lady to kiss you, by the way. People don't do that. I couldn't believe myself, but within a mere blink of an eye, one of these men went from laying on the floor to being right in front of my face. What was even more odd is the fact that I felt sincere and calm about it. Slowly, a desire burned from my chest and telling me to accept the kiss, even though when my mind went vehemently refused. I don't know. Go ahead.
Good.
What the fuck? Sorry, the sound effects. As he kissed me, I could feel my body go weak. I didn't know why, but the kiss was draining me from my energy, and yet it was so good and made my heart sing. It was strange, a tingling feeling danced through every nerve of my body. I could feel streams of interdimensional energy running up my body and into my lips. It felt odd, but at the same time, it felt amazing.
Sam, stop it.
The person kissing me, Sam? Was his name? Glanced behind him.
I said stop. Now.
Fine.
The sound effect, sorry. Oh my god, whoa. Finally, he pulled back and I was left standing there with a daze. What? Huh? I couldn't tell what was going on. My mind was completely enwrapped by the kiss and my thoughts melted into the depths of forgotten memories.
Please forgive my brother. He's a bit reckless.
Yo, he looks like Harry Potter. Like, for real, this guy looks like Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
At least I feel a hell of a lot better than you right now.
Because you used your abilities on her.
Okay, I should clarify right now. I didn't say this in the beginning when I started playing. I barely know anything about this game. All I know is it's a dating sim. Because I didn't want to read up until, like, this is a summary on Steam. I didn't want to read up on it. Just because I wanted my genuine reaction on it. So I have no idea what's going on.
Sam, you're such a reckless brute. Taking advantage of a beautiful young woman like her.
This guy's the broody one, is he?
Shut that pretty boy mouth of yours before I rip it off your pretty boy face.
Oh my god.
Sheesh, you guys. Can we not fight right now? Not all of us are in the best state.
Alright. My first opinion of the he's the cute one. Broody. I'd say he's like the responsible, smart one. And then he's like the bad boy. Oh my god.
I guess you are right, Matthew.
I agree.
Ooh, there's another one. Whoa, I didn't know that. However, as the man got up and stared to chat freely, my thoughts began to resemble as I remember my confusion and anger once again. Only now, multiplied in tenfold. What?
Huh? Did you say something beautiful?
Oh my god. Sorry, it was so funny. I exploded. What's going on? Why the hell are you all here in my house? Why are you all wounded and why did you kiss me? Who are you guys? I couldn't help but explaining, but after being taken advantage of, I felt in a mush state. My words escaped without filter, definitely scaring the men around me, even the man who kissed me. Wait a second. The guy who kissed me.
Ouch! What's your problem?
What's your problem? You can't just go around forcing people to kiss you like that. Are you some kind of pervert?
Pervert? It was only a kiss!
Oh my god. It might mean nothing to you, but it means a lot to me.
What? Was it your first kiss? Ow! Hey! What was that for?
I think it was. I know first kisses aren't exactly amazing and full of sparkles and something out of a fairy tale, but I at least expected it to be more than just something forced.
So it was your first kiss. Stop making such a big deal out of it.
Are you asking to get punched in the punched again?
What do you want me to do? It's not like I can somehow take it back.
Ooh, I can ask for an apology here. I want to hit him, but let's just ask an apology. You should at least apologize. That would suffice. As if to himself, he muttered something under his breath.
Why do I always look like the bad guy? Apologies aren't my forte, but I'll try my best. Okay, fine. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Sorry about what?
I'm sorry for kissing you like that. I went too far.
He sighed and ran his fingers through his hair.
I didn't mean for it to turn out that way. It's just... I act on impulse, okay? It's difficult to control myself and... What am I saying?
It's okay. I get what you're trying to say. Thank you for the apology.
Yeah, no problem.
What was that? What the hell was that? Did you see that? Anyway, if you're trying to pull up any funny business in the future, just a fair warning, I know Taekwondo. I think I bickered enough. Time to get back to the main issue. So, what exactly are you all doing in my house?
Miss, please forgive us in our intrusion. We didn't know this abode belonged to anyone, nor did we have the time to take that into consideration.
What? What do you mean? You don't just barge into people's homes?
We wouldn't have had to if we weren't as wounded as we are currently. We just escaped from a deadly fight that could have ended our lives.
Oh, was it in the beginning when those people with the gunshots? Was it that? It's probably
Luckily
that, right?
for us, your home was near and the windows were unlocked, so we quickly came inside.
The last time I remember, there was a law preventing strangers from stepping into private property. Although, considering the severity of their wounds, it had to be serious. I guess that explains the wounds, but why would he kiss me? He had absolutely no right to do that.
Well, lovely flustered lady, it's hard to explain, truly. We're not exactly normal.
I was wrong. This is not the broody one. This guy's the broody one, isn't he? This guy's like the flirt. Not normal? What are you guys, demons or something? I asked, almost jokingly, but these boys seem to take my question differently.
Well, yeah, actually, something like that.
Are they incubi and succubus? Or succubi? Whatever the fuck?
We're incubi, Miss.
Yeah! They're
Humans who consume and use sexual energy of humans to survive.
Oh my god! I didn't know that they're incubi. Oh my god. It's that kind of game. Oh my god. Incubi, the fated demon that exists haunts humans to make sex-crazed monsters, the mythical beings that could look like anyone just to get into your pants, the imaginary monsters that I only saw in movies or on TV.
Hello? Did you hear him?
We're telling the truth.
Do you think she's still processing it?
Yes. And she'll understand right about...
Right, it was funny while it lasted, but time to cut the joke short. Incubuses don't exist. There was no way they existed. That would be practically impossible.
Incubi is the correct plural form. And yes, we do exist.
You broody motherfucker. Prove it. As soon as the words left my mouth, I instantly regretted them.
Very well. Erik, go ahead.
Who's Erik? Oh no. Oh my god, oh no! Oh no!
My sweet, you're so tempting with such non-belief. Let me ease your mind with a tender kiss. I promise you'll enjoy every minute of it. And
oh my god!
You'll even want more.
Oh god. Oh my god, please. What? Once again, I lost in a pool of calm and serenity. Staring into Erik's eyes, I felt waves of heat course through my chest onto my face, painting my cheeks red in their wake. I couldn't help but nod in agreement in his offer. Yeah, okay. The fucking sound effects, oh my god. With another kiss, my heart began to flutter once again in my chest, and my mind was spinning in a heated, passion-filled pleasure. Yet, I could feel my body drain its energy as he kissed me.
All right, that's enough.
Aw, very well. I feel so much better.
Can we sleep with all of them? Is that an option? As he pulled away, I was left with a mental mush pool. I felt weak in my knees despite my willing demanding me to stand straight in front of the boys before me. The world around me began to spin. I tried to speak. I think I'm gonna have to...
Where are our manners? I'm James, and these are my brothers. Sam, Erik...
They're all
MacLeod,
related?
and Damien.
Oh my god.
Miss, are you okay?
Shit. She fainted.
I think I would faint too.